Hey everyone, it's Josh at Trails Off-Road.
Today we're going to explore Butte Valley in Death Valley.
One of the great things when doing an overland trip through Death Valley and Panamint is Butte Valley. Also, people call it Stripe Valley because of a mountain in the center. The area itself is extremely easy, but getting into it from the Mango Pass is more difficult. Once you're in Butte Valley, there's a lot of great things to explore. Many miners' cabins that are left here over time. You got the geologist cabin, which is a popular stop. There's also a spring on the southeast corner that people like to go and visit. If you decide to drop down in the Death Valley, that's a great drive. You go actually from extremely high altitude to the lowest place in the United States in one single drive, making for an interesting change. It'll be cold up in Butte Valley by the time you get down to Death Valley. It might be 100 degrees. Thus, the next time you're here or thinking about doing a nice overland trip, I recommend checking out Butte Valley and enjoying the Goler Wash, Mango Pass, and Butte Valley trip.
Our first stop is Russell Cabin. Russell Cabin was one of the first cabins in the area. It is estimated the cabin was built in the late 1880s and is still standing here for anyone to explore or even stay at overnight. Let's take a look around, see what we can find. Let's take a look inside some of the rooms, why don't we? Now that we're done with Russell Cabin, let's go check out Mango Cabin. The two cabins are really close to each other, but you have to drive around this little hill before you can get to Mango Cabin. Mango Cabin's sort of nice because there's a fence around it which helps keep the donkeys out. Mango Cabin, estimated to be built in 1924, is two smaller buildings, but one of the great things about these buildings is it actually has running water from a spring nearby. There's also a fire pit outside that many people appreciate and an outhouse. I usually pick Mango Cabin for a group campsite just because of the fence and plenty of open area around the area. Our next stop is going to be the geologist cabin. The geologist cabin is not very far from Mango Cabin. It's on the same side of the valley. The cabin itself was built in the 1930s, making it the newest cabin in the area. On the way there, you have to pass by several different springs, which is unique because you think Death Valley, you think no water. But the truth is, Butte Valley has a lot of water. Some of the water there was used back in mining days to build stamp mills and things like that. The geologist cabin is a single building sitting by itself, and recently someone did build an outhouse. Because how clean it is inside the geologist cabin, smaller groups like to use this area when camping. Now let's cross the valley over to Willow Spring. As we're crossing the valley, on the left hand side you have an amazing view of Stripe Butte. It's pretty easy to see why it got its name. Willow Spring doesn't always flow above ground, but you can tell by once you get in the area that there is definitely water not far below the surface. There used to be a trail over here that headed out of the canyon, but the Park Service closed it. What we're going to do now is head out through Warm Springs. I'll show you a couple clips from the area. I'm a big fan of overland adventures, and for me to enter Butte Valley, I'd like to go from the Panamint side into Death Valley. To do this, you have to take Goler Canyon to Mango Pass, from Mango Pass to Butte Valley, and Butte Valley to Warm Springs. When you drop down on Warm Springs, it drops you right next to Furnace Creek in the middle of Death Valley. Please make sure you like the video, leave a comment below, and share with your friends. Thank you again for watching.